Dale Steward is the head coach of the Jonesville Comet baseball team, coming in as we kick off the show tonight with a record of 18-6-1. Dale, congratulations on a great season so far.
Thank you, Andy. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Geez, I guess 18-6-1, and the Big 8 is no slouch of a conference. What have been some of the strengths of your team so far this year?
Pretty solid team, 1 through 9, as far as the batting order is concerned. And definitely the strength of this team has been my pitching. I got 4 pitchers with ERAs under 2 at this point, and that's definitely a strength of this team.
Yeah, to have pitching depth, isn't that just one of the key things at the high school level? Some teams maybe have 1, 2 arms that they can throw out there and feel good about. When you have 3 or 4 guys that can get it done, that's just a huge advantage, isn't it?
It is definitely an advantage. It certainly makes you more competitive outside of the conference as well.
Yeah, right. You don't just have to throw your best guys in the league and then give up on the non-league. You can put good guys out there anytime. Can you loan a couple of those pitchers to Brad Osmus? I think he could use 1 or 2 of them about right now.
Well, I still need him for a couple of weeks here yet, but maybe after that.
You'd do something after your season is over. Dale Stewart is the head coach of the Jonesville Comet baseball team, 18-6-1 as they get close to district play coming up in just about a week and a half. Dale, when you talk about the lineup, let's get even more specific. I'm going to ask you to name a couple of the guys who have really carried the offense. I know you said you're solid 1 through 9. Who are a couple of your key guys that have really been productive for you offensively?
My leadoff hitter, Jonah Boot, has been super solid for me this year, I mean. Yeah, he batted in the bottom order last year. I lost my leadoff hitter to graduation this year, so Jonah stepped up and been a very good leadoff hitter for me. My second hitter is Adam Swope. He has showed a lot of power out of the 2-hole, but he's also an excellent bunter, so that's why I bat him there. My 4 hitter is actually my number 1 pitcher, Jared Maines. And I also have another senior, Brady Hess, which has been solid in my batting order as well with good power. And the rest of them are juniors, and I've had a real solid lineup 1 through 9.
Yeah, I guess so. To compile 18 wins already this year, I mean, when you think about a baseball season, to have 18 wins already is pretty good. When you look back to your training, obviously the weather's always a factor and that kind of thing. Were you able to get out and play a little baseball once practice was able to start, or were you guys inside a lot?
We were actually outside the very first practice of the season, which is super abnormal. Really, the only bad weather we've had is during spring break when we really didn't do a whole lot then. So I had a lot of kids down south, but weather-wise, it's been really good this year. We've missed the rain as far as games days is concerned, and it's been really good.
Do you guys play doubleheaders basically every night?
We do. We play all doubleheaders, conference and non-conference.
So as a coach, you have to get into the rhythm of playing a doubleheader every game and managing your pitching staff and the innings that your guys get every week. With that kind of pitching depth, like we talked about, that's an advantage. But you still have to mix and match when you have that kind of a schedule, don't you?
I do. I usually hold my top 3 pitchers out for my conference schedule and then fill in the other games from there.
Let's talk about the Big 8 Conference this year as we talk to Dale Stewart from Jonesville. His team, 18 wins already this season, one of the hottest teams in the county. As you look across the Big 8, who are some other teams that have a lot of talent and are playing pretty good baseball?
Well, at this point, we are 1 game ahead with 4 games to play. Actually, there's a 3-way tie for second place right now. Concord, Union City, and Homer all tied at 7-3. Homer obviously is always a powerhouse as far as in the state is concerned. They're actually ranked, I think, 8th this week. Union City, we just played this week. They have very solid pitching this year. And Concord as well has 2 very good pitchers that give them a chance to win every game.
So some talent across the league, and obviously you have a district coming up on June 3rd we'll talk about in a minute. You talked about Jonah Boot's improvement, and you have some other guys you're developing within that program. Are these guys, with their busy schedule, I know Jonah plays multiple sports, and probably most of your players do, how do they develop their game in the off season? Is there a summer ball opportunity for kids their age? Do they get a chance to play some baseball outside of the season?
I actually have a Mickey Mantle age group that I coach in the summertime, and some of my elite players, they go to Hudson and play on the Legion team down there, and I have a couple of players that actually go to our opportunity to play in Jackson on a team up there as well.
So the guys get to play a little bit in the off season and continue to develop, and the proof is there with Jonesville, 18 wins. How many years is this for you, Dale, as the head coach, and is this probably your strongest team so far?
This is actually my 9th season in Jonesville as the head coach. I think probably top to bottom, this probably is one of my better teams. We won the conference championship in 09 and 010, and both those teams were very solid. And last year's team was really solid. We won 24 games last year, which is actually a school record. So I expect to surpass that this year. So it's definitely one of my better teams for sure.
It's a program pointed in the right direction over in Jonesville, fighting to beat their school record for wins that they set last year. You talked about the fact that you like to bunt a little bit, and I know the high school game is much different from Major League Baseball, but Dan and Jim were talking the other night about how bunting is becoming really rare at the Major League level due to advanced analytics and all of the numbers that they crunch in the computer. A lot of coaches have now decided that it's just not worth it to give up that out to move a runner over. There's so many things that can happen when you swing the bat. Bunting is really becoming rare at the Major League level. What about at the high school level? Do you still, obviously you bunt, do the teams that you play still incorporate that part of the game?
Oh, yes. It's a huge part of high school. With the changing of the bats a few years ago, where power and home runs are really not a factor in the games, putting the ball in play is the biggest factor in high school. I mean, you put the ball in play and good things are going to happen. Yeah,
because you're putting pressure on the defense to make a play, right?
Exactly, yeah. We don't play on fields like the Major League players play on. You get bad hops here and there, so you got to make a play.
Dale Steward is the very successful coach in his 9th year at Jonesville. His team is 18-6-1. Let's talk about your district coming up June 3rd. You're going to be at Homer. Who did you draw in the opener for the district?
Well, we actually got a bye. It's an abnormal situation this year. There's actually 6 teams in our district, so there's going to be 2 pre-district games. So actually, we're going to play Saturday. The second game, we're going to play the winner of Hillsdale and Brunson.
And kind of scope out the district for us. Who are the teams that will be the favorites to come out of that?
It's always very solid. I mean, obviously, I told you that Homer is actually ranked in the state. Actually, Brunson is, the last I knew, they were 16-1. So they got a very good team over in Brunson. Union City's very good. Quincy's involved in the district as well, and Hillsdale. So it's very solid top to bottom.
Last thing, Coach, before we let you go here, do you change up your routine going into that? Obviously, you've got some regular season ball to play before you get to that tournament, and that's your focus right now. But do you change your approach when it's an elimination game? And if so, how do you change?
Yeah, everybody's available on a game like that. I mean, obviously with pitching and everything, you have a short leash with your pitcher on a game like that. But as far as our game plan is concerned, we'll play exactly like we always do every other game.
Yep. Dale, congratulations on a great start to your season. I know the kids are having fun in Jonesville playing the game of baseball, and that's got to be fun for you just to see them have success, to wear that orange and black out there and put some wins on the board. It's got to be fun to be part of.
Yes, I'm very lucky. I have a really nice group of kids this year that really enjoy playing baseball, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Dale Steward is the coach. They're heading into the districts coming up starting June 3rd and then on June 4th as well up at Homer High School. If you get a chance, go watch the Comets as they finish up the regular season. Dale, congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you, Andy.